talk about a clam bake or seafood or the East Coast without our East Coast girl. We got Sarah Gunn here. DIY diva from Canadian Living Magazine, and you have done a gorgeous table for us right now. I mean, growing up in Nova Scotia, all of this is very familiar to you. The seafood, the lobster, the whole idea of a clam bake, and you don't eat any of it.
I hate seafood.
You hate seafood.
I absolutely hate seafood. I know, I'm like the embarrassment of my province. That said, I love entertaining. I love having people over. I can steam you a lobster, crack it, serve it to you, and I'm happy to. I'll just be eating chicken.
You'll be having a burger.
Exactly.
No problem.
Yeah.
So if you want to do this sort of style party in your home, this is a nice way to achieve the look.
Isn't
this
it so
gorgeous
cool?
background. It takes you right back.
Exactly. So this is from Poster Jack, and they do these oversized murals that you can apply to your wall, and it does. It really sets the scene. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's nice to have a theme when you're doing something like this. I don't like to get too carried away, so I did a bit of a modern twist on it. But we started off with this beautiful table and chair set from Canadian Tire's Canvas collection. I'm obsessed with that collection. I love it. And I think this is just as at home, inside or outside. It is actually outside furniture, but I would totally put this in my dining room.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so all of these are outdoor fabrics, the cushions on the
These
chairs?
cushions are actually from IKEA and H&M. So these aren't for outside,
these are
but
nice.
I like, people always talk about bringing the, you know, outside in. I bring the indoors out all the time. I would bring my cushions from my living room outside for a party and then just bring them back in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you've got the gorgeous furniture going on here.
Yeah.
And then you've got the table. So when you walk into a table like this, I mean, it is just beautiful. Not just the blue plates, but just the marbling even of the plate at the bottom. It's gorgeous.
I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little modern. I don't like to get too carried away with the theme and have like a lobster explosion all over the table. So the color scheme is kind of nautical with the red and the really rich blue.
Right.
But then the place setting has these really gorgeous marble plates.
Yeah.
These are from Pottery Barn, and they're tin. And then I've paired them with, you know, your indoor dinnerware. I always say everyone needs a complete set of white dishes, and then you just mix and match, and it makes a beautiful place setting. And then you need
hold that up for us for a little bit. So if you're going to be having the lobster, mine would be filled with butter all the way to the brim.
I would maybe have two.
Maybe two or three, right?
Why not? And then, you know, each little napkin's tied with this rope. Again, gives it a little bit of a nautical
just tilt that up for us, and we can see a little bit how that looks.
I know everything's going to slide out. But
no, I love that it's just, you've got the little rope motif going on. And where'd you get the little rope stuff?
That is sold in the ribbon section of Michael's.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Craft store.
Yeah, exactly. And so just to keep the whole thing easy and simple and inexpensive, the runner's actually made from tea towel fabric that you buy by the meter at, I got it at Fabricland. Very inexpensive. It's washable. You can cut it to the right length. Yeah. I don't sew. Yeah. And I'm going with the rustic feel here, so the edges are fraying. And I think that's totally okay. And here's what I would do when it frays too much. I'd just cut it a little shorter.
There you go.
Yeah. Or legitimately send it home to Nova Scotia for my mom, and she would sew it for me.
Oh,
send it back.
You have a good mommy.
I do have a good mom.
I like the idea of getting this by the roll, though, because what I find is it's tough to get a runner that's the right length. Depending on what your table is. If you can go there with measurements and just cut that off, that's amazing. And I have no problem with the fraying at the edge, by the way. I also do not. That's right. I also do not
colored stripes too. And to personalize the table, I think is really cool are these acrylic blocks. These are photos from our trip to Nova Scotia. We go home every single summer, the boys and I, and it's so much fun. And of course, you cannot eat lobster without getting messy. It's kind of...
It's part of it.
It's part of it. So you need a lobster bib. And I was trying to think of how I could DIY one, and this is actually vinyl tablecloth.
So you made that?
I made it. I just cut out an oval and then cut out an opening for my head, and that's it.
So much better than so many of the lobster bibs you see in the stores, because they're always very kitschy. There's lobsters all over the place. The lobster has a knife and a fork. It's weird.
Exactly.
I like this so much better. And by the way, speaking of dirty and having stuff all over the place, sorry boys, you can put all of your seafood, everything in these containers, so you can still have the semblance of civility at the table.
Exactly.
Look, I have my garbage right in front of me. It's not all over my plate. Very nice.